Hey everybody, this is David Morrow, Hard Target again. I've got a couple clips I want to show everybody. If you've been paying attention to what's going on with Trump's new cabinet and everything, and the Doge, they keep throwing this subliminal stuff around about being targeted. And now a lot of this is completely 100% accurate. I mean, if you listen to it and listen to what's going on, you understand. And then they start talking about the money. And that's like everybody says, follow the money and you'll find everything. Well, there's a lot of money missing, people, and we know where it's at. Us, the tax-paying citizens, are paying for our own demise. Because to do these targeted programs and operations, it takes millions, if not billions, for everybody. You know what I mean? But they're finding out and uncovering that there is people who don't work for the government that are getting paid. There's people that don't exist. There's money that's there, that's gone. They have no idea where it's at. Trump specifically starts talking about targeting, and the press starts asking about targeting, and he lights them up with targeting. And he's a targeted person. We all know that. And anybody around Trump, they're going to get targeted. But seeing how everything has opened up a new can of worm and transpired in what it is now, we're going to see how it goes, people. I've even went back and harassed some of the people that was targeting me nonstop, and they haven't said a word. Literally, I didn't threaten them or anything. I just let them know, hey, your time's coming. And Title 18, Section 241, conspiracy against rights is one of them. If you read that, it'll tell you a lot. But I'm going to go into this clip, stop babbling, so everybody can watch it. And here's what the reporter says of Trump today.
And nobody knows about it more than me. And hopefully that'll never happen again.
So the Covington to Burlington?
Covington and Burlington.
Mr. President, may I ask you a question about Europe? So long term, do you plan to maintain the number of U.S. troops?
Wait, I just want to savor this one, please. Who would like this pen? Hey, why don't you send it to Jack Smith? A deranged person.
Mr. President, what do you say to people who worry that targeting an individual firm or individuals who, aren't Jack Smith for his actions?
I've been targeted for 4 years, longer than that. So you don't tell me about targeting. I was the target of corrupt politicians for 4 years, and then 4 years after that. So don't talk to me about targeting. Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. President, there are approximately 2 million.
Don't talk to the man about targeting. That's definitely not going to happen. When Jim Jordan was talking to Sean Hannity last night on his show, and I've sent multiple letters to Jim Jordan, me and a few other people did. None of them got there, but like the third or fourth letter did, and he actually signed for it. I got the screenshot on that. You can see it on Kira. I think that's where I posted it on X as well. But it's definitely there, and they know about it. So they definitely know about it. And the way it's sounding is like it's coming out of the woodwork, people.
The left is worried about Doge. Anyway, according to the House Judiciary Committee, Republicans, new disclosures show that Charles Little John leaked information on more than 405,000 taxpayers, including President Trump. Little John is currently serving a 5-year sentence for the leaks, but the new filings reveal the leak was nearly 6 times larger than previously known. Here with more, House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan. All right, I'd like the answer the president gave on targeting. Let's talk about targeting. And you were involved, you were on this program a lot when they lied and peddled the conspiracy theory about the Russia hoax. You were on about Pfizer abuse quite a bit on this program. You were on when they targeted Donald Trump with jacked up charges in New York and a false valuation of Mar-a-Lago and a double standard when it came to top secret classified information. Let's talk about targeting. Are we going to get to the bottom of these issues and who is corrupt?
Yeah, that's why we sent 17 to the FBI yesterday to get the answers to the questions the American people have. But you're exactly right, Sean. President Trump was targeted by Jim Comey, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Alvin Bragg, Fonnie Willis, Jack Smith, and now we learned the IRS. This Charles Littlejohn guy, he went to the IRS as a contractor with a specific goal to get President Trump's tax return and release it to some left-wing media publication, which is what he did. But he also did it for 405,000 other entities, individuals, and businesses. And he gets charged with one count. One count is all the Biden, Garland, Justice Department went after this guy for. So, yeah, you're exactly right as well, that when they go after Elon Musk, oh, he's going to get access to information he shouldn't. Are you kidding me? Look what they did. Look what this guy did to the President of the United States and 405,000 other Americans.
Didn't we learn that little old Sean Hannity, just a little talk show host that I am, that my personal information was gone through? Didn't they suppress my social media accounts? Didn't thousands of my personal text messages get released? Do I not have privacy as a member of the press? Nobody seemed to care when that happened to me. I don't recall anybody in the state-run legacy media mob defending me. Not that I would expect it.
No, they didn't defend you, but it happened to you because you make a difference, because you have an impact. That's why it's always, I always tell folks, if the left isn't coming after you, you're probably not doing anything worthwhile, and you're doing things worthwhile. That's why they came after you. I remember when we got shadow banned back in 2018 during the whole Trump-Russia collusion thing, there were 4 members of Congress who just happened to be digging into what the Comey FBI had done to President Trump, and we get shadow banned. Thank goodness we've changed what Michael Schellenberger, who wrote some of the Twitter files, called the censorship industrial complex. Thank goodness Elon Musk, President Trump, and I'd like to think some of the work we've done on the Judiciary Committee has made a difference in that area as well. So we just got to keep that effort up and make sure that this censorship stuff doesn't happen anymore.
Okay, what about Fani Willis writing you a letter accusing you of bullying her? Really? What would you like to know from Fani Willis?
Well, we've had outstanding requests to her for information. We've gotten some. There are people we want to talk to who worked on the Fani Willis investigation. We've deposed Nathan Wade. He came here and said basically didn't answer hardly any of our questions. So we want to do some follow-up. We're committed to getting the answers for the American people on that ridiculous investigation that she undertook, as well as the subpoenas we've sent to Kash Patel to get information on the school board's issue, the memorandum which said pro-life Catholics are extremists, and the Richmond FBI field office. We want information on those 26 confidential human sources, 17 of which entered restricted space. None of them were charged. They weren't authorized to go there. 4 went in the Capitol, and 2 of the 4 who went in the Capitol were asked to be here that day by the FBI. I want to know how much were these people paid, how long they worked. Lots of questions that we want to get answers to, and we think the American people would like that information. So we're going to work on all that.
Let me go back to weaponization, for example. Those people that were involved in the weaponization of the DOJ, FBI, Intel community, the people that did the day-to-day work on issues that they never should have been involved in, what should happen to them?
Well, that's up to the Justice Department, and I'm very confident in Pam Bondi, Todd Blanche, who was going to go there as Deputy Attorney General, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, that team that President Trump put together. I'm confident, and they're going to dig into this stuff just like we are. And if they think someone needs to be prosecuted, someone needs to be looked at, that's the Justice Department's decision. But I trust these individuals. They're the kind of folks we want in these positions who are going to focus on protecting the American people, not going after the American people.
Thank you.
All right, Jim Jordan, we really appreciate you being with us, and it's going to be interesting days ahead, and we got to clean it up. We got to return the FBI to the world's premier law enforcement agency. We can't have a weaponized Department of Justice. Those people that have been involved, they've got to be removed, and you got to have people of integrity put in their place. All right, when we come back, Congressman Byron Donalds will join us.
And then you have it. They're tired of the weaponization. We know what weaponization is because if you've ever made a call to the FBI field office or a fusion center, you will get laughed at and then probably hung up on. And because they are told to do this to you, and they all know about it. So if they all know it on a bigger scale, and all these big players are involved, and you got all these liberal sideshow groups that are communists, more or less, you want to say socialism or whatever. That's Vanguard, Citizens on Patrol, neighborhood watch groups, private security companies that are contracted through the U.S. government, so they don't get their little filthy hands dirty. But it's too late for all that. Everything's getting rolled out. Now, the last clip I want to show is, I believe it is the one with Elon Musk talking about the Pulse thing, where he sent out the email last week, or this last week, and he gave everybody till midnight, I think it was Monday night, to have 5 bullet points that they had to pretty much justify their employment and say what they've done, really basic. And then they go to find out that there's like 1 million people that didn't turn it in, and there's a lot of people that don't have any names. There's a lot of people that don't work for the government. They don't know where all this money's going. People are getting paid, and we kind of know where the money's going because that's the easiest way to wash it around, and it doesn't point to anybody. So let's open them up this one right quick and see what we can do from there. Pull this up. Here's Mr. Musk going on about it. And this is the cabinet meeting today, this afternoon. And he was talking about some cryptic stuff like he always does, but he's got a point behind it.
We should be incredibly appreciative of the people in this room.
Mr. President, thank you, Mr. Musk. Are there about half of the government employees so far appear to have responded to your request for what they've been doing over the past week? Is there a timeline in place for next moves for people being fired, and when can the American people expect to see results of that?
Yes. Well, to be clear, I think that email perhaps was best interpreted as a performance review, but actually it was a pulse check review. Do you have a pulse? Do you have a pulse and 2 neurons? So if you have a pulse and 2 neurons, you can reply to an email. This is, I think not a high bar, is what I'm saying. This is should be anyone could accomplish this, but what we are trying to get to the bottom of is we think there are a number of people on the government payroll who are dead, which is probably why they can't respond, and some people who are not real people, like they're literally fictional individuals that are collecting paychecks. Well, somebody's collecting paychecks on a fictional individual, so we're literally trying to figure out, are these people real? Are they alive? And can they write an email? Which I think is a reasonable expectation for the American public would have at least that expectation of someone in the public sector.
Mr. Musk, roughly 1 million employees.
Come on.
Roughly 1 million employees have responded so far to this email. Does that mean that the remaining 1 million or so federal employees now risk being terminated? And is it your understanding and expectation when you post a directive on X that the cabinet secretaries will follow that order? Because several agencies have instructed employees that this is voluntary or not to respond.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it was like last week, the president encouraged me via Truth Social and also via phone call to be more aggressive. And I was like, okay, yes, sir, Mr. President, we will indeed do that. The president is a command asks. And I said, can we send out an email to everyone just saying, what did you get done last week? And the president said yes, so I did that. We got a partial response. We're going to send another email. But our goal is not to be capricious or unfair. We want to give people every opportunity to send an email. And the email could simply be, what I'm working on is too sensitive or classified to describe. Like literally just, that would be sufficient. I think this is just common sense.
And what is your target number for how many workers, employees you're looking to cut total?
We wish to keep everyone who is doing a job that is essential and doing that job well. But if the job is not essential or they're not doing the job well, they obviously should not be on the public payroll.
I'd like to add that those million people that haven't responded, though, Elon, they are on the bubble. I wouldn't say that we're thrilled about it. They haven't responded. Now, maybe they don't exist. Maybe we're paying people. Now, maybe they don't exist. Maybe we're paying people that don't exist. Don't forget, we just got here. This group just got here. But those people are on the bubble, as they say. Maybe they're going to be gone. Maybe they're not around. Maybe they have other jobs. Maybe they moved and they're not where they're supposed to be. A lot of things could have happened. I wouldn't say that Biden ran a very tight administration. They spent money like nobody's ever spent money before. Wasted money. The Green New Scam, all of the different things they spent money on. And you've seen that. We've seen that with Some of the things that I read in speeches, I read them and people can't believe when I read them. 20 million here, 30 million here for, you know, a little educational course on something, circumcision, right? Circumcision. $20 million to inform the people of such and such a country on other things and other things other than that. So, yeah, those people are, right now we're trying to find out who those people are that haven't responded. Now, there'll be some agencies, like Marco has people within state that are right now doing very classified, very confidential work, and we understand that. We've talked, and, you know, we're being a little more surgical. And Marco's doing a lot of things himself. And some of the secretaries are, we're going to be going to them. We're going to be talking about it today. We're going to ask them to do their own DOJ. In other words, they'll look in their group and I spoke with Lee Zeldin, and he thinks he's going to be cutting 65 or so % of the people from environmental. And we're going to speed up the process too at the same time. You had a lot of people that weren't doing their job. They were just obstructionists, and a lot of people that didn't exist, I guess, Lee, too. We found a lot of empty spots. The people weren't there. They didn't exist. I think education is going to be one of those. When you go around Washington, you see all these buildings in the Department of Education. We want to move education back to the states where it belongs. Iowa should have education. Indiana should run their own education. You're going to see education go way up. Right now, we're ranked at the very...
Well, and then go on into other things. Afghanistan, how we got a bunch of equipment over there, billions of dollars worth of equipment. We're going to get all it back, brand new stuff. That's Pete Hethek. He's gonna try to get all that back. But in the meantime, for the rest of the target community, this is something to look into and something to keep an eye on for sure. So, to me, it's sounding good, and they're definitely going to expose some stuff. So, you people be on your guard and stay focused and keep praying about this stuff. And if you like this video, share it. Please share this. Get this out there. I know it's not up to studio standards, but that's all I got, because every time I try to use my other electronics, it never works out because the powers that be do not want me to be sending this kind of stuff out. So this is David Morrow. Like, share, and subscribe. And y'all have a good evening. Stay blessed.